Here we go, last round robin game of the tournament. We have the SJR Eagles going up against the SJE Condors here. Manitoba versus Quebec matchup. Two very similar names, so it's gonna be pretty confusing, but we'll try our best nonetheless. Eagles in with the shot, saved by SJE.
And yes, apologies in advance. Mispronunciations and mix-ups will happen. It's just a matter of time. Walking in, Kerrigan throws this one out of the zone over for Sylvain. Eagles have it down on their own end. Cross-ice pass there for Enns. Around the board, Singh. Gets bumped, Enns. Back up for Singh. Taken away, working up the boards. Andrews in the slot. Can't quite get a shot off, and outside the zone it'll go. So both teams desperately in search of 2 points. I believe the Condors are eliminated from some quarterfinal contention, but looking to play spoiler against the Eagles here. It's a Quebec-Manitoba matchup. Here at the far side, the shot just over the net. Jérémy Sylvain tried letting one go behind the net. Wang will find it, get out of his zone. He's given a bump. Without shot back into the end of the Condors, and this one not icing, going to get called off last second. Rouet sent around, cleared in by Thompson. Behind the net, there's a bump by Biron. Taken by the Eagles, turnaround pass out in front, it's loose in the slot. Here's a try that hits off the post. Jet Saberin, the turnaround shot. Another try again, we got a penalty up against the Condors.
And the SJR Eagles will jump out to the early power play here as Saint-Jean-Eudes takes a penalty less than 2 minutes into the match here. And going in the box will be number 97, William Keating.
And just got the stick up inside the chest area there. That's usually going to get called fairly often. So just 2 minutes there for a hook. Your starting goalies for SJR, it's Ishan Khan and Alexandre Molyneux sees the pipes for the Condors. Shot from the blue line, saved by Molyneux, and he pounced on the rebound real quick before it's backhanded down the other side of the ice by Paquette.
That's Condor penalty, number 97, Keating, 2 minutes for Crochet at.
With speed, now it's Dalal, gets poke checked. So the Condors go back the other way. Alexis Paquette gonna let one go, the save by Khan. Behind the net here, it was Michaud who got hit big, and Dalal stumbles to his feet. And a penalty for hand pass, it looks like.
Okoye taking a strange fall by his own bench here. So, Brain, with this very key matchup for the SJR Eagles, what do you think are going to be the keys to the game for them to advance into the knockout stage?
It's going to be how they played against Moncton High. Against Moncton High, they played here just yesterday. They weren't off to the fastest of starts, but they got to take advantage of that third period, just like they did against Moncton High, or even have a better start for that matter, as here's Hawes breaking through. There's a Condor that fell. Hawes with speed. Andrew Hawes still with it, has gone coast to coast. The shot misses the net. Up to the ringette line, Saberin sent to Wang, then cleared out by the Condors. Yufan Wang, he's being watched closely here by Boucher. With speed, number 20, Zhao skating in, waits, gets around one. Ethan Zhao, pass out in front. The shot is just wide on Morneau. Out in front, the shot, another glove save, and the Condors get it out. Alexandre Morneau coming up clutch for the Condors so far. That pass gets in the feet of Hawes. It'll stay in the zone, moving back. Ethan Zhao put back to Wang. Across, deflected off his stick. Cleared in by Saberin. And that will get Keating out of the box. No penalty now expired. A good kill here by the Condors, hoping to get some momentum off of that. There's Lazarek sending it across. Potential string pass. Catching them on a breakaway. Keating trying to poke it loose. And out of the net comes Khan. Denying that chance at the blue line. Bito walking in with a blast. Deflected off a stick into the corner.
Saint-Jean-Eudes so close to getting that first goal.
Another slap shot from the blue line. Bito going to try, deflected and blocked. It'll trickle into the corner. There's a hit on an eagle where they'll ice it. Eventful start to this hockey game. This one cleared in. Now working back for it. Mitra gets taken down. Lazarek in, but he's offside.
Saint-Jean-Eudes with a clear size advantage here over St. John's Ravencourt. I mean, if you want to win this game, you're going to need to use your size. I mean, we saw last night what happens when you let SJR really control possession of the puck. So, can't stick check them, body check them.
And usually with Moncton High, the physicality is there, at least with Joey Goulet. But the physicality for SJE is really going to be key. Blouin behind the cage, looking out, sees his options, goes across, high slot, they're trying to get a shot up. Blouin, there's the rip, and a save made by Khan. Blouin tried to go up the line. That one intercepted. Eagles back the other way. With speed, moving up here. Zhao the shot. Hey, I dropped it off for Singh. And he ripped one on net. Zhao moving behind his net. He has pressure from Belanger. There's a big hit behind the net. The captain Dalal using the body. There's a pass. What a catch behind the back. Blouin. Here's a shot just over the net. He had Khan beat, but not the crossbar. Condors just able to keep it in. They call it offside, although I don't think he ever brought it back in. And we're going to look at one of the saves from Khan. Look at it right in front. Blouin lets one go.
Perfect spot for a one-timer, too. Right in the slot, heart of the goal area, but Khan stands tall.
On his off wing, too. Protecting this one in the zone is Keating. And now bounces out where it's shot in by Paquette. Walking in, trying to get a shot off there was Rouet, and just couldn't. And Nguyen. Pass to the middle. Okoye. Or that's Berman, excuse me. Around the net goes Bedal. Tries to rim it out. It goes into the stands. Bounces in some seats.
We'd like to thank the 47 viewers joining us for the last game of round-robin action here on MST between the Saint-Jean-Eudes Condal and the St. John's Ravencourt Eagles.
And truly appreciate, there we go, as Motono covers up, all the positive feedback coming from SJR parents and SJE coaches and parents coming here at the Dieppe Uniplex. Broadcasting in 2 different time zones right now. In Quebec, 11:14, and even earlier in Manitoba, it's 10:14. There's the shot from the blue line from White that goes into the corner. Picking it up there, Brideau behind his cage. It's turned over. The Eagles try to jam that one on net. Here's Boucher working up the blue line, gets it past White, and he turns and fires it back the other way. Brideau leaving this one behind his net for Vizna. Moved across, and then a beautiful stretch pass to get outside the neutral zone. Belanger in, pass to the middle, walking in, the shot scores!
And Saint-Jean-Eudes strikes first blood here in the game, coming out to a 1-0 lead after a beautiful breakaway effort.
Noah Michaud found himself all alone in the high slot, makes no mistake, even with his stick tied up. He manages to get the puck past Khan. It's 1-0 Condors. And got to give credit to that pass right on his tape. Has a couple whacks at it. but into the net it goes. Condors up 1-0.
I believe Con made the initial save, but just couldn't get a hold of the rebound as it's whacked in, and the Condal are up 1-0 here in the first period.
Now put just wide of the net. Morneau trying to cover. Condors go back the other way. Okoye moving back with it for the Eagles, almost losing possession here. He had a goal in his last game. Lazarek hit up against the wall by Guimont. And we have a penalty, head contact.
And number 58,
It's going to go against the Condors, so the Eagles are going to go back to the man advantage.
I believe that will be number 81, Antoine Guimont, with the hands just a little too high on that hit, and he will be penalized as the St. John's Ravencourt Eagles hop out to the power play looking for the equalizer here in the first period.
So Eagles back to the man advantage, 0 for 1 so far today. They look to turn that around. And just as a note, standings-wise,
Condor penalty to number 81, Antoine Guimont.
the Eagles are 1-1. If they get a win
18.
here and stay under the penalty minutes limit, they will secure themselves a spot in the quarters. Moncton High, however, is on the bridge of getting eliminated. Moncton High, they are going to be cheering for the Condors here.
Ironically, the team they almost brawled against.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy how emotions change. Cleared down. Now we got less than 7 to go in the first. Condors reset and reload. Berman out with speed. Cutting in the middle. Losing the puck. It's in a couple feet. And it will just slide outside the zone. Thanks to Nicolas Rouet who got that one out. Turning around, trying to fire was Bedell, almost turning it over. He leaves that in the feet of a teammate, and outside the zone it'll go. It's a stretch pass. Rouet, one-on-one. Rouet, the shot, blocked there by Dalal. Standing tall, quite literally, on defense.
A lot of these very good offensive chances are created by number 12, Tyler Dalal, showing why he's one of the best players at the tournament.
And donning the C with that, too. A leader of this team. Ward across. Moves it down. They try to get it set up. It's rimmed up out of the boards by Vezna. And that'll kill off even more time.
SJR Eagles trying to put together one final offensive as 15 seconds. It's intercepted.
Oh, my. A dangerous pass. And the Condors almost score shorthanded. Con comes up with a clutch save. Bouncing puck out the center. Condors recover with possession, trying to move in shorthanded. And Guimont out of the box now, so it's 5-on-5. Now another interception moving in. Michaud, and he gets hit into the boards. He already has 1 goal. He was looking for 2.
That's Michaud's second interception in the same shift.
There's a blast from the blue line over the net. Vidal moving out. Could be a potential break before it's swatted away by Vezna. Now another breakaway. It's Michaud for his second. Michaud to his backhand, denied by Con.
Michaud oh so close to getting his second goal here.
He's had about 3 chances at getting his second goal. Sylvain at the line. Michaud grappled down, moving behind his net here. Boucher. It goes up to the ringette line. That's taken by the Eagles and outside the zone. And shot in. Sylvain. Recover with possession. There's a collision against the wall. Condors bring it in. They're offside. That one recovered by Thompson. Thompson moving outside the blue line. Gets past Carnigan. Thompson still with it. Sharp angle shot, and that one's elevated over the net. White just not able to keep it in.
Number 80, Noah Michaud. White hot here, scoring a goal and getting 4 deadly opportunities on the St. John's Ravencourt goalie, Ishan Khan. A few of them oh so close to going in, but so far still 1-0 here.
Back with it is Enns. Throwing it in the middle for Thompson. Thompson across the line. Moving in on Bélanger. Thompson hits the brakes. Shoved by Bélanger. Now 3 Condors. Bélanger able to move it away and tried to spring his man with a backhand pass and couldn't get enough of it on his tape. Biron trying to move in, shot in by Lazarek. Behind the cage goes Belanger. Sits and waits momentarily, passes it up. And given a bump there is Blouin before he can make a play. Okoye. Back, Biron. Goes to the center. Carnigan trying to shake off two Eagles. He does by skating back. Now cleared in by Blouin.
The Saint-Jean-Eudes Condors have just been dominating with those neutrals, with that neutral zone passing. Picture perfect passes as they break into St. John's zone.
And here's Paquette in the offensive zone, skating around, doing a bit of a lap, dropping off to his defense. Fans wanted a penalty. There's the shot, and a save is made by Kahn. That was Alexis Belanger that shot from the blue line. Here's Biron. Down low, juking is Carnigan. Carnigan up high, and it's shuffled across. And moved in, almost a big head applied. Andrews across the one-timer and just misses the post, and not by very much. Andrews still with it, it's in his feet, goes up the boards, not blocked in at the line. Eagles able to get out. Dalal, he's gonna absorb a hit there from Bedal. Behind the net now, Vizna. Moved across, Bedal. Shuffling in, Paquette trying to move it to the middle and intercepted as it now goes the other way. Eagle falling down, delayed offside. No, that is no more. Wang against the boards, keeping it in here with his leg is Keating. Fun Wang will find it again behind his net, rim it around. It goes over to Zhao. They struggle to clear, but they eventually do. The speed of Berman walking in. Here's the shot, and it goes into the glove of Morneau.
Well, so far here in the first period, St. John's Ravencourt very on the back end here. As Saint-Jean-Eudes, their passing has just been, I'd say, impeccable so far. I mean, these stretch passes are connecting to the tape every single time, just threading through the St. John's attempts to intercept them.
Condors won't get out of the zone. That's a misplaced pass. Okoye in with the shot. And above the net, it'll go. And a big bump along the boards. Cutting back, there's Michaud. Pass through center. To the zone, Okoye. Moving that one back. Condors will enter in onside. Okoye behind the net. Up for Singh. Singh to the middle. Trying to move is Berman, having his stick lifted. Berman, a nice move, but knocked just a bit off balance. Zhao. Mac tried to get that to Berman. It's shot out of the zone. Skating back with it there is Enns. Enns over the blue line. Still controlling possession. Will flip it in on the far boards, where it'll go to about around the net, where it's covered there by Rouet. Rouet, pass up, Guimont. Guimont tried to get that to the middle. That one intercepted by Sabrin. There's a stretch pass, poked away. Still with it. There's a shot by Thompson. A bit of a change-up, almost fooling Morneau in the net. A pass through the skates of Sabrin. This one's just going to stay in the zone thanks to Okoye. Move back. Okoye tried to get that across in his feet. Thompson reversing at the line. He shoots. Saved by Morneau through traffic.
Well, so far, I'm not sure if I pointed it out last night, but SJR has a pretty bad habit of bunching up a little too much around the puck, which has led to open passing lanes for Saint-Jean-Eudes to use, and they have used it very well, especially about 5 opportunities by Noah Michaud just off those open passing lanes.
That man could easily have like 6 goals as of right now. They chase down for it. It's just going to be icing against the Condors. Condors with speed. Boucher trying to work in. That was through his legs. And there was Wang able to send it off the boards. Boucher, soft dish. There's a shot, they score! Jacob Kerrigan. He gives the Condors a 2-0 lead here in this one. Now number 99 thought about it for a second, moved it to his forehand, took a shot, was screened, and that went to the top corner. So with 6:09 left to go in the first, the Condors make it 2-0.
Condors' second goal, scored by number 99.
Eagles
Jacob
will
Kerrigan.
ice it.
Assist by number 85.
And that
Vincent
will
Boucher.
sound the buzzer.
At 14:54. That's Condors' second goal.
2-0 Condors
Kerrigan.
at the
Assist by
end of
number
one.
85,
Brayna Lane take
Boucher.
Aragon
At 14:54.
from the Uniplex in Dieppe. And way back for the second period. All set for the start of the second period. Won by the Condors, flipped in there by Dalal. First one back for it is Bedal. Around the boards, Biran. He sends this one up for Bedal. Now leading the rush here. Moving across it to Rouet, trying to throw that one out in front. Eagles break out of their zone. Dalal up for Lazarek. It's Ben Lazarek that tried moving it in. He's now going to go up against Badal behind the net. Moved around and off the bench. Okoye shooting it into the Saint-Jean-Eudes corner. And there, almost a big hit as the puck squeaks loose, but not the player. Okoye, his pass sent high. Lazarek picks up the rebound. Rimmed around here. Shot, Badal. Behind Rouet. Condors waiting behind their net. It's rammed off the boards. And shot in here by Wang. Badal waiting. Around the net he'll go. Trying to get that to Blouin. That one's turned over. Shot in by Nguyen. Rimmed around. This one will mostly go for it will not. So this gives a chance for the Condors to get some much needed changes. Okoye trying to move that one up. Across over for Haas was unable to do so. Okoye again, another pass in the middle. He hits Nguyen. Trying to move through center. He bumps up one of his teammates. brought in by Okoye. He shoots it rims along the boards. Bidon gets hit, almost turns it over. First on it there is Sylvain. There's a Condor that gets crushed. And there's a slash, and there's another collision down deep in the corner. And
Clearly emotion starting to spark up here in the second period as we have some bone-crunching hits on both ends of the ice.
And don't be surprised if things start to get rough. Okoye's off for interference.
Okoye clearly not happy with the call as he throws his gloves and stick onto the ground.
And that hit maybe just a little early. It's looking like that's what the ref saw.
Looks like Saint-Jean-Eudes will go straight to the power play here as they are not penalized on that sequence. And they will look to extend their lead to 3 goals here.
Eagles penalty to number 15.
On the penalty kill, shot in by Biron.
2 minutes for interference.
Deep in the corner. Now behind the net.
Eagles penalty to number
Waiting
15,
at the goal line.
2 minutes for interference at 3:04.
It's moved across to the other side. Kerrigan fakes his pass. May offend on it. Kerrigan to the slot. The save is made.
I mean, if you compare this Saint-Jean-Eudes team today and yesterday, I'm going to be honest, they look like 2 completely different teams. Today, Saint-Jean-Eudes Condal are just absolutely on fire. Just connecting passes perfectly and peppering the net with shots.
And moving their feet a lot, too. Creating space. Biron across the shot off the pad. Rebound, Bélanger leaving it across. There's another shot, the save, and the net off again. Just 1:28 left in the man advantage to the Condors. Isn't it take the draw there? Zachary Andrews. The tie up off the draw brought out by the Eagles. Condors, they reset. Bélanger, the pass up. Andrews trying to work his way in, now going in a foot race against Wang. And it's Wang that gets crushed by Andrews as he gets shoved to the side. Bélanger waits, sends it cross ice, banks off the board. Condors really slowing this play down. Backdoor the shot, Bélanger, the save, the rebound, another try, another save, and they score!
And the Saint-Jean-Eudes Condal go up 3-0 here with a beautiful power play effort, not giving up on getting the puck in the net, and I believe that'll be number 86, Zachary Andrews.
And make it 3-0 in favor of the Condors as they jam at the rebound and it goes through the 5-hole.
And we will have a goaltending change. And St. John's Ravencourt will sub in number 30, Andrew Wilkinson, as Ishan Khan will go to the bench.
And already down 3-0 in this second period. They just hope to stop the bleeding as they need some points here to advance to the quarterfinal round. Zhao.
Condor's second goal.
Bringing it in around the net. Badal. He gets hit and he comes to a fall. Heating in there. He'll retrieve the puck and almost get it out of the zone. There's a big collision right next to the Eagles bench. And the Condors still after it. And they're going to take a penalty here. I think that's Vincent Boucher that got a bit too aggressive.
Yeah, and the Saint-Jean-Eudes Condal will be penalized. Vincent Boucher going to the box for 2 minutes for a cross-check here. SJR looking to turn the tide of this match here. You know, like Brain just said here, this match to them is very important when it comes to quarterfinals, especially with the potential matchup they could have.
And not only is it a matter of trying to find out who they're playing against, they got to get there first. In terms of standings, I believe if they do not sustain a point here, there's a hand pass. then the Eagles may not advance. We'll have to see exactly what happens after this game. But this is one of the last games in the round robin. The only other game to happen later, it's Le Lycée and the Citadel at the Arena de J-Louis-l'Évêque.
Vincent Boucher, 2 minutes for cross-checking at 4:33. That's Condor penalty.
Eagles with it back in their own end. It's Dalal.
2 minutes for
Trying to go up the wall out in front, trying a turnaround shot there. It slid off the stick of Rouet. Eagles, they surge back the other way. Thompson waits, drops. It's Berman at the blue line. Dalal one-timer, blocked and cleared out by the Condors. Foot race for it, but it looks like Berman's going to win no problem. And gets a stick lifted out in front, backhand, and the save by Wilkinson. William Keating trying to outweight Wilkinson and was unable to do so. There's a shot that he'll turn away. Berman waiting, traveling across the blue line. Berman still trying to go right down the center. Gets steered off to the side, leaves it off. McCoy at the blue line. Across Dalal. He puts one to the net that's wide. Berman trying to get the rebound. It's banked off the boards. Held in by Okoye for a couple attempts, and it finally gets outside the line. And that pass out of the reach of Blouin. He's going down now with Dalal. Zhao there as well. Try to move it out in front. Dalal. Now with less than 30 to go on the man advantage. Wood across. Singh. Waits to the line. Dalal back to Singh. Singh waits and shoots out in front. He wanted the tip there from Zhao and it went over the net. Berman. Back to Zhao. The blue line. Dalal with a rip. Missed wide. Sylvain. Up to Berman. Berman back down. Sylvain will throw it against the boards. And that ends the power play. And was almost an accidental spring pass off the boards. Eagles through center. Sabarin. He's set up against the boards. Juicy rebound waiting right there. Looked like that was a coin out. Potential breakaway with speed. Michaud walking in the shot into the glove of Wilkinson as he stands tall.
Michaud also close to gain another goal here, but the glove of Wilkinson says no, keeping the game at 3-0 here. Just over 8 minutes to play here in the middle frame.
Noah Michaud, he has the first goal, but oh, has he had so many chances here. There's a shot from the blue line, jumping is Michaud to block, and another one, turnaround shot. Here, Eagles escaping. William Thompson, speed up the left side. Poke check by Brito, and it now ends up bouncing outside the zone through the feet of Wang. Wang, he's hit into the boards by Guimond. Wilkinson will cover for a whistle, just over 7.5. To the left of Wilkinson, 7:34 left in period 2. Eagles off the draw. Rimmed around, a little bump given. Thompson regains possession. Looks rink wide and goes to hit Hawes. Condors move it back, but they're offside.
St. John's Ravencourt just looking for any spark, anything to just get them back into this game here. So far, Saint-Jean-Eudes playing a fantastic game of hockey, and it's showing on the scoreboard as they are up 3-0.
But looking at the last game they played against Moncton High here, they didn't come off to the best start, but the third period is where they shine best. And there's a huge hit right against the boards on the far side.
Not number 99, Jacob Carrigan with a massive hit. Could even feel that one from up here in the press booth.
I don't blame ya. What a start to the physicality, as it will really start to ramp up after that. But the Eagles really need to pay attention to their discipline. They get under 16 penalty minutes, they will secure a point. Condors behind the net, faking. Puck still trapped behind the net. As they bring it out to the hash marks, try to force it to the line. Chopped back in by Keating. Working there, that's Rouet. Rouet behind, going behind the cage, still with it on his backhand. Rouet waiting, pass out in front, the shot to the net, saved by Wilkinson. Another try is just missed wide.
And I believe the net is off again.
There's another shot that's blocked. The net definitely looks dislodged. Rouet behind the cage once more, passed out in front, and no one waiting there. Eagles, they go back the other way. Walking in, there's a shot that goes above the net. That was Mitra. And there's a big collision. Bring it to the net. Berman gets a bump. Looking out in front, there's Lazarick. Berman behind the net. Shot out, it's caught in the feet of a Condor. With speed, it's Paquette working in. Rimmed along the boards. Keating going to be the first one there. Behind Paquette, looking out in the high slot. It almost went to the blue line before being taken away by Zhao. Lead him behind the net. Biran waits, almost gives it away. Out in front, Berman the shot. And Morneau makes a huge save right in front.
Puck spills out in a very dangerous area, right in the slot. No Condor defense, as he's all alone, but not able to bury it. As you get a good look at number 15, Brain Daigle, and Alex Beal, two Moncton High players on the Jumbotron here.
That's a really nice purple suit, though. Wonder where he got it.
Oh, yeah.
Belanger up against the wall. Cleared on by Michaud. Eagles with it now. Berman across the blue line, walking in. There's the shot. Scores!
What a goal. Bar down, and the Eagles finally get on the board in the second period. And there is life for SJR.
Caleb Berman with the point-blank shot moments ago. That was saved.
You can hear the bar ringer all the way from here.
He had a chance just a minute ago, shooting at point-blank range, then walks in and fires it off the bar.
What a goal.
And that one, again, one of the more impressive goals that we've seen here at the tournament. Cleared in. This one's not going to be icing.
Eagles first
Michaud
goal,
chasing
scored by
on for the
number 16,
Condors.
Caleb Berman at
Gets
10
bumped. It's
minutes,
rimmed along the
18
boards.
seconds.
Walking in there's
That's
Badal.
Eagles first goal, scored by
Badal
number
going
16,
down deep.
Berman at 10,
It's a
18.
bouncing puck. Still continues to poke it behind the net. Badal, first one there. Out in front. They try to find the loose puck. Saved by Wilkinson. Another try going towards the net. It's at the side of the net. What a chance for the Condors as they still apply pressure. And the pinch there from defenseman Alexis Vezna doesn't go as planned. Back behind for Badal. Badal up in the zone. Backhanded to the middle. Eagles trying to take over possession here as it's whacked back from Michaud. Michaud skating up through. Look at the speed. Noah Michaud still with it. There's the shot. Misses wide. Far corner put back to the net there by Dubé. Rimmed around. Another try by Sylvain that just misses wide. Dubé to the net. Sylvain, he's going to have a try, but just dump it into the corner. Sylvain up high. There's the shot. It's over the net. Vincent Boucher with a chance. He has 2 assists so far. Wanted to get a goal. Loose out in the high slot. Condors take over. Boucher to the line. Sylvain shoots. We have a penalty up here against the Eagles. Now loose deep in the zone. There's a hit. Touched up there by White. And we're going to have a Condors power play. It's a hold and a high stick. Is that 2 and 1 that I'm getting at?
And all the momentum on SJR's side just seems like it's been killed here as they take a penalty. number 10, William Thompson, in the box here. With just 3:09 left in the second period, Saint-Jean-Eudes gifted with a very, very dangerous opportunity to extend their lead.
So it is only one penalty, although ref had signaled holding and high stick. But here we go, Condors
Eagles penalty to
try to
number
get
10,
something
William
going on the
Thompson.
power
2
play.
minutes for holding the stick at 11:51.
Slowing down the zone, or the play
Eagles
rather.
penalty to number 10,
Belanger
Thompson.
waiting at the
2 minutes for
line.
holding the stick at
Passes this one
11:51.
down, far boards, near boards there, Kerrigan. Kerrigan waiting, back across, banking off the boards, taking it there. There's a shot that's just over the net from Guimard. Kerrigan waits, winds up and fires, and Wilkinson makes the nice save as he'll have no pressure to go retrieve the puck again. Kerrigan to the net, rebound off the pad of Wilkinson, put to the side of the net, and the Eagles able to ice it. Oh no, way out of his net to come play that, not blocked by Okoye, as this is not going to be icing. Looking behind the net, it's Andrews out in front, there's a shot, the save, another one by Wilkinson, it's loose out in the slot. And White's on top of a Condor.
Moreau for Saint-Jean-Eudes coming out pretty far out of his net to play the puck here. About a minute left in the St. John's Raven Court penalty kill. Trying to desperately clear this puck as Saint-Jean-Eudes is starting to get hot here.
Thompson still with about a minute to serve off the draw. It's poked down into the zone, trying to find that backdoor pass behind the back from Blouin. Almost on target. Vezina across, wide open slot shot. Blouin is denied by Wilkinson. At the point, Keating waiting. Blouin steps in with the sharp angle shot. The save, Blouin trying to get on his own rebound. It's loose, but an early whistle from the officials.
Saint-Jean-Eudes, oh so close. I mean, the puck has spilled out right in the slot, but it's either been cleared or whistled down here. SJR desperately holding out here as about half a minute remains.
Skating down with it, Zhao with speed, stopping short, handed out in front. Had tried to see Singh and almost connected perfectly. 20 seconds still left to go on the penalty to Wilkinson. Cleared up, chasing after it. There is Okoye. Banked on the boards. In the Condors' own end, Vezina receiving a pass after just sending it over. The penalty almost expiring. Morneau warning his team. As there, Thompson now out of the box in the corner, waiting up high. One-timer, the blast. And again, that one did not miss the net by much. Here's Wilkinson just out of the box. He's had a 2-minute rest. He has some speed with him. That one pass intercepted by Blouin. Pass to the middle. Taken here, Rouet. Into the zone, giving a bump. Now comes to rest. Rouet to the line. Sylvain waiting, back to Rouet. He sends it back to Sylvain. Tried to clear it back. And somehow the zone is still kept. Here's Rouet. There's the shot. And a save by Wilkinson. Whistle still isn't blown as the Eagles go to clear their net.
30 seconds left on the clock here in the second period as Saint-Jean-Eudes smelling blood, looking for that rebound.
And just as the coach would always say, play till the whistle, the ref still somehow had sight of the puck. We have 30 seconds still to go in our second period. The Condors up by a score of 3-1. Here's Brito from the blue line. Trying to get that pass back up. Holds the line, however. Eagles outside the zone. Working back, Sylvain. Across the red line, now across the blue line. Sylvain still with it. Loses his footing. Now back to the line. Brito, the shot off the pad. They're going to need another shot. There it is, off the blocker. And the rebound goes behind the net. That almost looked to have gone in the net.
And That's going to be it after 2 periods of play. Saint-Jean-Eudes 3, and St. John's Ravencourt 1.
Rain Lane to Aragon. Dieppe Uniplex 50th Annual Dieppe Classic. We're going to go down to a 3rd period between the Eagles of St. John's Ravencourt and Les Condors de Saint-Jean-Eudes. By the Eagles, turnaround pass out in front, it's loose in the slot. Here's a try that hits off the Saber in the turnaround shot. Another try again, we got with speed number 20, Zhao, skating in, waits, gets around one, Ethan Zhao, pass out in front. The shot is straight pass, catching them on a breakaway, Keating trying to poke it loose, and out of cage. Looking out, sees his options, goes across, high slot, they're trying to get a shot up, blue, and there's the rip. And a single stretch pass to get outside the neutral zone. Belanger in pass to the middle, walking in the shot, score by Vesna. Now another breakaway, it's Michaud for his second. Michaud to his backhand, denied. Okoye tried to get that across in his feet. Thompson reversing at the line, he shoots, saved by Morgan. There was Wang able to send it off the boards. Boucher, soft dish, there's a shot, they score! First on it there is Sylvain. There's a Condor that banks off the board. Condor's really slowing this play down. Backdoor the shot, Belanger to save the rebound. Another try, Belanger to save the rebound. Another try, another save, and they score! It's hit and he comes to a fall. Heating in there. He'll retrieve the puck and almost get it out of the zone. There's a
Boucher going to the box for 2 minutes for a cross check here.
Foot race for it, but it looks like Berman's gonna win, no problem. And gets a stick lifted out in front, backhand, and the point a potential breakaway with speed. Michaud walking in the shot into the glove of is where they shine best. And there's a huge hit right against the freedom behind the net. Beat off. Waits, almost gives it away. Out in front, Berman the shot. And more Eagles with it now. Berman across the blue line, walking in, there's the shot, score! Still continues to poke it behind the net, but first one there, out in front. They try to find the loose puck, saved by Wilkinson, another try, going towards the net, it's at the side. And Wilkinson makes the nice save as he'll have no pressure to go retrieve the puck again. Kerrigan to the net, rebound off the pad of Wilkinson, but looking behind the net, it's Andrews out in front, there's a shot, the save, another one by Wilkinson, it's loose out in the slot. Pass behind the back from Blouin, almost on target. Vesna across, wide open slot shot. Blouin is still kept. Here's Rouet, there's the shot, and a save. the Eagles. Turnaround pass out in front. It's loose in the slot. Here's a try that hits off the Saber in the turnaround shot. Another try again. We got with speed number 20, Zhao. Skating in, waits, gets around one. Ethan Zhao pass out in front. The shot is straight pass, catching them on a breakaway. Keating trying to poke it loose and out of the cage. Looking out, sees his options, goes across, high slot. They're trying to get a shot up. Blue, and there's the rip. And a single stretch pass to get outside the neutral zone. Belanger in, pass to the middle, walking in the shot, score by Vezina. Now another breakaway. It's Michaud for his second. Michaud to his backhand, denied. McCoy tried to get that across in his feet. Thompson reversing at the line. He shoots, saved by Morgan. There was Wang able to send it off the boards. Boucher, soft dish. There's a shot, they score! First on it there is Sylvain. There's a Condor that banks off the board. Condor's really slowing this play down. Backdoor the shot. Belanger to save the rebound. Another try. Belanger to save the rebound. Another try. Another save, and they score! It's hit, and he comes to a fall. Heating in there. He'll retrieve the puck and almost get it out of the zone. There's a
Boucher going to the box for 2 minutes for a cross check here.
foot race for it, but it looks like Berman's going to win no problem. And gets a stick lifted out in front, backhand, and the boy now potential breakaway with speed. Michaud walking in the shot into the glove of is where they shine best. And there's a huge hit right against the lead him behind the net. Biran waits, almost gives it away. Out in front, Berman the shot, and more Eagles with it now. Berman across the blue line, walking in. There's the shot, score! Still continues to poke it behind the net. But first one there, out in front. They try to find the loose puck. Saved by Wilkinson. Another try going towards the net. It's at the side. And Wilkinson makes the nice save as he'll have no pressure to go retrieve the puck again. Kerrigan to the net. Rebound off the pad of Wilkinson. But looking behind the net, it's Andrews out in front. There's a shot, the save. Another one by Wilkinson. It's loose out in the slot. Pass behind the back from Blouin. Almost on target. Vezina across, wide open slot shot. Blouin is still kept. Here's Rouet. There's the shot and a save. Taken by the Eagles. Turnaround pass out in front. It's loose in the slot. Here's a try that hits off the Saber in the turnaround shot. Another try again. We got with speed number 20, Zhao. Skating in, waits, gets around one. Ethan Zhao pass out in front. The shot is straight pass, catching them on a breakaway. Keating trying to poke it loose and out of the cage. Looking out, sees his options, goes across, high slot. They're trying to get a shot up. Blue, and there's the rip. And a single stretch pass to get outside the neutral zone. Belanger in, pass to the middle, walking in the shot, score by Vezina. Now another breakaway. It's Michaud for his second. Michaud to his backhand, denied. McCoy tried to get that across in his feet. Thompson reversing at the line. He shoots, saved by Morgan. There was Wang able to send it off the boards. Boucher, soft dish. There's a shot, they score! First on it there is Sylvain. There's a Condor that banks off the board. Condor's really slowing this play down. Backdoor the shot. Belanger to save the rebound. Another try. Belanger to save the rebound. Another try. Another save, and they score! It's hit, and he comes to a fall. Heating in there. He'll retrieve the puck and almost get it out of the zone. There's a
Boucher going to the box for 2 minutes for a cross check here.
foot race for it, but it looks like Berman's going to win no problem. And gets a stick lifted out in front, backhand, and the boy now potential breakaway with speed. Michaud walking in the shot into the glove of is where they shine best. And there's a huge hit right against the lead him behind the net. Biran waits.
And welcome back to the third and final frame of action between the St. John's Ravencourt Eagles and the Saint-Jean-Eudes Condal here. Saint-Jean up 3-1 against St. John. And let's see if the Eagles can come back. Our cameraman just making their way to the camera as we begin play.
Oh, there we go. So it was Michaud moving that one across. Sylvain behind the net, rimmed around the net. It's going to be Guimont trying to get the deflection. He was held in there by White, but the puck does get outside the zone. Wang moving back for it. Across, tried to hit that one for Zhao. Cleared in at the red line. Eagles back with possession. Moved in. Michaud going to try to find it in some feet of Wang. Guimont now with possession. Guimont moving down. Wang back up to his feet. Turnaround pass right in front. Move to the backhand. Alexis Dubé unable to shoot that one. And now the Condors are going to take a penalty out of that.
Number 7, Levi White, dogpiled by 2 Condal here. As looks like favor is really going to start to swing in SJR's favor as they get an early power play here, and a crucial one at that, as they're only down by 2 goals.
And it's going to be a trip in the corner as both players just kind of got tied up.
It is absolutely crucial that SJR score a goal, especially right now. You only have 1 period left. You're down by 2 goals here, and you're searching for that quarterfinal qualification.
And that was Jérémy Sylvain that I believe is in the box for a trip. Condors clear it down. They get the power. They get the penalty kill started off hot. Berman out to center. That one taken over as the Condors try to bring it back in. Caleb Berman, the only goal for the Condors thus far. Passes that one up through the zone with speed. Singh waiting, facing towards the net, dropping this one off at the blue line. Dalal, shot saved. The rebound is just sent wide. The net almost kicked off. Berman skating up top, hovers the ringette line, leaves off. Dalal fires and missed wide, and outside the zone it'll go. And we got a foot race for the puck. Berman against Vesna, or that was Kerrigan, excuse me. But Kerrigan now with possession, trying to find his way to the front of the slot. Although shorthanded, it was a 1-on-3. Eagles in, right out in front. The shot deflected high by Okoye. Off the draw, rimmed around by the Condors and Visna. Doesn't get outside the zone. Here's Wang at the line. Fires in the shin pad of a Condor, and it gets outside the zone. Wang and a Condor are going to go up against each other. Someone's going to get a penalty. It looks like it's going to go against SJA. Or SJR, sorry. And it's interference against Yufan Wang, as he just couldn't keep the puck in. It was chipped by, and just hindering the Condor from getting the puck there. So now going to be 4-on-4 for the next 33 seconds. And then we'll have a brief.
Just an unfortunate penalty to take, especially in the situation that the SJR Eagles are in.
So 4-on-4, the ice will open up here as the Condors win it. It goes to the line. Dubé waits and fires. It's deflected almost right to the back door.
Almost took an unlucky bounce, but luckily it's not good for the SJR Eagles as they escape that one.
Okoye, 2-on-1 potential. Okoye dangling by 1 to the slot. Save. Oh no. The Eagles might have a chance, or the Condors might have a chance back the other way, but it's a penalty by the Eagles. So we're going to have a 4-on-3, I do believe.
Oh my, the SJR Eagles are just being punished here. I mean, I can understand why the SJR bench and players are not happy right now.
And it's Okoye going to the box, getting tied up with Blouin right there. So now a power play for the Condors.
1 minute and 38 seconds of 4-on-3 play. 11 seconds left on the Alexis Dubé penalty, which will then give the Condal some time on the 5-on-3 here. Absolutely not the situation the SJR Eagles want to find themselves in, but nonetheless, they're going to have to respond with a pretty clutch special units play.
So 11 seconds left on a 4-on-3, and then we're going to see a 5-on-3. The Eagles have to switch the centerman, and they still end up winning the draw there from ends. Now Condors, they try to set it up on the 4-on-3. Moving it across, beat on, across the shot, missed wide. And now GB out of the box, so it's a 5-on-3, and that one almost finds its way outside the zone. Beat on in, one-timer from a sharp angle, and it's elevated wider than that. Beat on. Far point, moved across, waiting and shooting, and into the glove of Wilkinson.
About 1:06 left on the 5-on-3 here. The Condal smelling blood as they make those beautiful passing plays, getting looks in on net. But Wilkinson standing tall. So far, nothing gained past them.
So, yes, exactly. We have 1 minute and 6 on a 5-on-3, and then a very brief 5-on-4. Condors with it. There's a shot through traffic, saved by Wilkinson as White tries to clear his net.
The Condal trying to set up that screen, but Wilkinson still finding a way to glove that puck down.
Condors off the draw, waiting here, backdoor pass. Belanger waits, tries to go to the back door, ramped off a stick, and poked outside the zone. An unfortunate turn of events for the Condors as they can't get set up. Condors through center. Alexis Belanger leads the rush. He hits the brakes, now tries to set it up. Back door, the shot, deflection, and an early whistle. And we have an interference call. It looks like that's going to go against the Condors.
I didn't see anything on that. Let's have another look at it.
Well, luckily we'll have another look at it.
I don't think I see the penalty here.
Don't know exactly what was called.
Well, whatever it was, the ref didn't take a liking to it, and number 88, Nicolas Rouet, clearly not happy with the call as his team loses a 5-on-3 opportunity. We go back to 4-on-3.
A 4-on-3 for the next 25 seconds. And then a brief 4-on-4. The Condors bring it in. There's a shot that misses wide. Guimont around the net. Finds his way to the far corner. Looks up to the blue line. Goes up to Bidal. Bidal sees the lane. There's the shot. And it's over the net. Michaud already has one. Power play about to expire. Here it's launched across and behind Vidal at the blue line. So a 4-on-4 for just 17 seconds. Condors break in. Here's Michaud. Trying to leave it off for his teammate. And there's Guimont being hit. And 4-on-4 is now expired. It's a power play for the Eagles as Okoye now leaves the box. Eagles initiate a breakout. There was a Condor that went down hard. Shot back in by Saint-Jean. Here's Dalal. Recovering in his own end, the pass off his own teammate's skate, and now turned over right at the center line. Guimont to Michaud. Michaud being tangled up with Thompson. And there's a big hit from behind Guimont. Dalal just going to tap him on the shoulder.
Number 10 on the Eagles, William Thompson, just being absolutely pasted by Antoine Guimont right there. Let's take another look at that.
And he's going to argue this, although this looks fairly obvious. Although the only call the Condors could be...
Yeah, that is a boarding any day of the week.
The only thing I see that Guimond might be complaining about is the fact that Michaud had been taken down moments earlier. There's number 9 of Moncton High, Ethan Manderson. He scored his first goal last night against the St. John's Ravenscourt Eagles. Okoye across. Winning at the line, it's Wayne that goes down low. 5-on-3 for 20 seconds. At the line, there's a shot. It somehow finds its way to the crease. Okoye behind the net. Hash marks. The pass behind from Berman accidentally goes out of the zone.
And Saint-Jean-Eudes find themselves in a role reversal. This time they're the ones defending the 5-on-3. How quickly the situations change in ice hockey.
And a minute and 25 still left to go on the Eagles power play.
In my opinion, I think that penalty by number 81, Antoine Guimond, was just a terrible penalty to take. At this stage of the game, you're up 3-1. A 2-goal lead really isn't much in hockey. You just can't be taking irresponsible penalties like that, and his team is paying for it right now.
And yeah, it was just a dangerous hit from behind. And his team is up 3-1 as they look to continue their lead here. Okoye stepping into the zone. Storing it to the front, it's sent high and almost falls into the net. A sharp angle shot. They try again. They score!
And the SJR Eagles climb back to within 1 goal. After defending a 5-on-3 penalty kill, they finally get on the board here in the 3rd period. And like I said, that's what happens when you're not disciplined. You pay the price, and now the SJR Eagles, their 3-goal lead has evaporated to just 1 here.
And look at the shot from Dylan Lazarek. Goes off the leg of Bélanger and into the net.
8:38 here to go in the 3rd and final period. SJE really facing the consequences.
They are now just up 3-2 with a bunch of penalties that just happened. We'll see if we get a little bit of a break. Eagles, they leave the zone. Thompson, that one fell through his legs, falling back to Bedal. Bedal up high, it's tipped into the zone. Or not tipped into the zone, rather, as Blouin was struggling to control there.
11, Harvey Zing at 6 minutes, 22
Thompson
seconds.
out to center.
Last Eagles' second goal scored by
It's
number
Bedal
19,
bringing it
Lazarek.
in.
Assisted by number
Leaving
11,
at the
Zing.
line, there's the shot, and
At
Wilkinson makes the
6:22.
grab.
Wilkinson's glove side has just been, I'd say impeccable. Absolutely no rebounds come out of his glove. At this level, a lot of goalies, their glove sides really aren't as developed as in higher levels of play here. But it's the complete opposite for Wilkinson. His glove side is just phenomenal today.
The NHL's calling Hellebuck's out for 4 to 6 weeks. Might as well take his spot. There's a shot from the blue line that's almost deflected. Dubé, he's going to try to put this one in the net. Didn't have much power behind it, but the Eagles are going to ice this one all the way down. Condors off the draw, turning and spinning and shooting was Dubé. Condors managed to keep it in the zone. Working around, Boucher throwing that out in front and almost took a lucky bounce. Eagles back the other way. A 3-on-1 developing. Sabrin, there's the shot off the pad of Morneau. This one just gets outside the zone. So this gives a chance for the Condors to reset here. Pass across. Boucher unable to control that, and the Eagles will ice it again.
And another face-off in favor of the Saint-Jean-Eudes Eagles here. Condors, sorry. And we have another look at Brain Daigle and Alex Beal, 2 members of the Purple Knight squad, as we're watching to see this game really determine the fate of their tournament here as we enter the winding stages of the 3rd period of just over 7 minutes left.
And it seems to be for Moncton High. If the Ravenscourt Eagles lose and get over 16 penalty minutes or more, Moncton High will be through. But if none of those happen, the St. John's Ravenscourt Eagles will take their position as 6th place. We still got some 7 minutes to go. There's a shot from the ringette line that doesn't make its way through. Another try that sails over the net from Keating. At the blue line waiting. There's a shot, deflects high. And elsewhere, wrapping up the round robin games, the CPA Cheetahs and the Cité des Jeunes Républicains, their boys teams, they are tied up 2-2 in the second. The Citadel Phoenix and les Olympiens de l'Odyssée, there's a shot that was blocked. They are tied 1-1 in the second period. The Auburn Eagles are down 2-1 to the Rivière de Loup Sphinx. And those are all the games currently live. As we wrap up round robin action, we'll be in a break for the awards banquet, which will be on MST as well. And then knockout stage action coming your way, 5:30, Vedette and Cheetahs. There's the semifinal in the female division. A reverse hit delivered there by Rouet. Cleared in by the Eagles. Behind the net is Vesna. Vesna waiting, will send this one high and right into the seats below the camera.
And as my co-commentator just said, right after the awards banquets, we will be seeing a rematch of last year's final in the 49th edition of the women's final between the CP Allen Cheetahs and the Mathieu Martin Vedettes.
Quick shot off the draw that just sends its way over the net. Condors try to get this one out here. It's tipped. So an icing will not be called. Moving back for it there was Bolt. Dropped off and flipped up to Lazarek. Ben Lazarek tried to send that to Mitra. Misplaced pass. Will not go for icing. Called off last second. Bélanger around the boards. Kept in by Bolt. The puck will find its way behind the net. Thompson, he's going to get hit. Up to the line. There's the shot. It's blocked and redirected over the net. Condors regaining possession as they try to move out of their own zone. It's Sylvain up, potentially a dangerous hit. Almost looked like a knee-on-knee like our last game. There's a shot almost in the 5-hole of Wilkinson, but he shuts the door. Lazarek outside the zone. He's hit by Sylvain. Sauced across by Blouin. But Michaud entering the zone, tripped up.
And another penalty to the St. John's Ravencourt Eagles. How many penalties is that today?
It's got to be at least like 6 or 7.
Maybe 6 or 7, yeah. I mean, trip clear as day. I mean, not much contention to be made there.
The Condors power play. Ben Lazarek, he's going to get 2 for a trip. This one goes to the line. Biron in his feet, has some pressure, flips it high. That one's knocked down by a high stick and touched up by the Eagles, so the faceoff will still stay in their zone.
Well, if you're the Condor right now, I think the key is to just possess the puck and look for that insurance marker, you know? The SJR Eagles have gone very high. You need to shut that pressure down if you want to come away with the win.
There's Biron, desperately moving it across. The
Ben
ball's right on him. There's a shot, and you can't go on the glove side of Wilkinson. That's just not going to work.
Lazarek, 2 minutes for hooking at 10-12.
Condors off the draw, blocked in at the ringette line. Eagles move it out with speed. It's Haas skating in, dropping it off. Dalal, there's the shot, deflected, up on the top of the net. It's behind Morneau, he didn't see it.
Oh, so close to tying up this game at 3 apiece as here come the Condor.
Here's a 2-on-2, Keating the shot, and again, a glove side attempt on Wilkinson is just simply not gonna work. Let's go see the chance that had deflected on the top of the net. Lowell found the puck in the middle, deflects off a skate of a Condor and on top of the net, and it bounced initially behind Morneau. Condors win the draw. Deep into the zone. Bedall waits side of the net, tries a shot, and it goes off the pad of Wilkinson, and it's cleared outside the zone. Back with coasting back there, Sylvain. Waits, emerges from his cage and will send this one cross ice. And there was Zhao causing some disruption. Less than 4 to go in a 1-goal game. Wang throwing this one across. This one held in the zone, but not for very long after that as it's cleared. Condors with speed. Outside the zone they go, bouncing puck. This one taken in by Andrews in the zone. Andrews against Wang, turns around. Looks up to the blue line. Bedal waits, goes across. Andrews the shot towards the net. The rebound still loose in the slot. There it is, another save by Wilkinson.
And how do the Condors not score on that? I mean, they are just in disbelief. I mean, we are too. I thought that was a surefire goal, but Wilkinson finds a way to cover the puck. 3-2 Condors still.
It stays free in the blue paint for so long. And 86, Zachary Andrews might have nightmares about that. Had the whole net to shoot at and went into the legs of Wilkinson. Gimal behind the net, looking out in front, deflected. And Wilkinson again is there to make up the save. And then another win on the draw for the Condors. I set up perfectly. Gimal, the shot to the net, tipped off the stick, and down the ice it'll go as Lazarick is out of the box. The penalty now expired. Rimmed along the boards. Too many men, and they won't call it. That was a close one. Lazarick had just managed to hop over the bench. Now towards the Eagles bench. There's a hit up on a Condors player before Bélanger is able to shoot it in. Behind the net, ends, looks, goes up. That's a hit on Singh. They fight for it as it's brought down. Vesna, that's Michaud rather to the net, right in the slot, and Wilkinson again is able to cover. And again, they try to jab at the rebound, but Wilkinson is able to smother it at 2:11 of the third. Another face-off win for the Condors, a huge reason on why they can sustain the pressure. And they'll keep it in the zone. Fire this one. Crossing the opposite corner. First one there's Blouin. He's pinned up against the boards. Keating waits, turns around. He's pinned, gonna try to stall some time. Keating still with it. Levi White right up against him. Blouin working his way around the zone, dropping it off. Kicked, side of the net. That one looked dangerously close to going in. Blue line, Bedal waits and shoots. It's deflected. It's behind a couple Eagles, and then a shot is just wide of the net.
1 minute and a half less.
And the Eagles are really going to want to pull their goalie. They're not able to, though, if they can't get out of the zone. Great suppression by the Condors right now. Blouin tried to go around the net. There's Keating. Blouin watching. Berman there, as well as White. As it goes right back to being pinned, it's White. The Condors again delaying a lot of time. There's less than a minute to go now. Squeaks free. Condors backhander. The save by Wilkinson. That one looked to have had eyes for the top shelf. Now watch Wilkinson. He's trying to leave his net and go to the bench. Eagles have still not gone full pressure here in their zone.
Wilkinson is out, and here comes the extra attacker for the Eagles.
Now a 6-on-5 shot out by the Condors, and they'll be able to clear.
30 seconds left on the clock here.
Sent in and high. They'll bounce into the Eagles zone, gathered by Dalal. They send this one across. Okoye in, tries to get a shot off. He hits his man. Then a sharp angle there. Morneau, the rebound. They just send it wide, digging in the feet, and again through the crease. Morneau without his stick. It's in the corner. Condors send it high. It's cleared, and a free empty net. Blouin fires and scores.
And the Saint-Jean-Eudes Condal will place the insurance marker on this game and take home the 4-2 victory over the St. John's Ravencourt Eagles.
It takes an awkward bounce off the stanchion, but Blouin tucks this one into the empty net. And it's a 4-2 final in favor of Les Condors de Saint-Jean-Eudes. And I believe the Eagles will still make the quarters. We'll have to see what happens.
And join us after this small break as I believe at 5:45 we will be seeing a rematch of last year's women's division's final between the Mathieu Montin Vedettes and the CP Allen Cheetahs. So make sure to stick around for that one, folks.
Rain to Lane Diego Aragon, Dieppe Uniplex. It's the end of the round robin, 2025 Dieppe Classic.
The Dine Swag Dieppe Hockey Classic Player of the Game for the Eagles, number 19, Dylan Lazarek. The Dine Swag Dieppe Hockey Classic Player of the Game for the Condors, number 80, Noah Michaud. Numero 80, Michaud, Noah.